get my glasses, I forgot. Welcome, beloveds. Let's rise in body and spirit to sing our opening hymn, number 360, in your great hymnal, Here We Have Gathered. Please rise in body or spirit. Come in. Whether today finds you joyful, weary, searching, or at peace, you are welcome in this circle of love and hope. I'm Reverend Joyce Palmer, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Our worship team this morning includes musician Lisa Red and worship associate Sandy Campbell. Autumn Powell, office manager, is running tech for us today. We are pleased to welcome our guest speaker today, Representative Dave Vella, who is a member of the Illinois House of Representatives from the 68th District, serving since 2021. Representative Vella is a lifelong resident of Rockford. He formerly worked as a public defender in Winnebago County. Since 2000, he has worked at his law firm, Vella and Lund. And now I said, let's welcome Representative Vella, but that's great. If you're in person, do join us for coffee hour after the service. It's a fifth Sunday, and we thank anyone who brought refreshments today. If you're online, do like, comment, and share this worship service. If today is your first day worshiping with us, we are thrilled that you are here. Let us know who you are so that we can be in touch. In the spirit of community and connection, I invite you now to greet one another.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Major Sandy Campbell, United States Air Force retired. My pronouns are she, her, and Major. We are worshiping in the homeland of the indigenous Ho-Chunk and Potawatomi people, and we are humbled to be here. Is it not good? Thank you. That better? Thanks. I intend to be heard. We are worshiping here in the homeland of the indigenous Ho-Chunk and Potawatomi people. We are humbled to be on this sacred ground. This land, this country, this liberal faith, and our very lives are inherited from the freedom, resistance, migration, war, justice-seeking repair, and hope. From these legacies we learn, grow, seek repair, give thanks, and build a better world for those who will inherit our choices. We gather today for worship. As we gather, we join in our sacred ritual. The flaming chalice is a symbol of our faith, a beacon of truth, a fire for justice, a warmth for the soul. As we light our chalice, let us speak together the covenant of our church. Love is the spirit of this church, and reason is its guide. To dwell together in peace, to seek truth in freedom, and to serve human need. This is our covenant. Now let us sing our chalice response song.
We gather and worship together. We begin with the prayers of the people, the naming of joy and sorrow, the holding in hearts of those we love. I want to begin by lifting Sue Bear up in prayer today. She is undergoing tests for some health challenges. She is in Evanston with her daughter and misses her UU community. As we gather this morning, we remember that not all children and families were able to come together in joy this week. Let us surround them with our prayers for comfort. Let us strengthen our resolve to be healers and peacemakers in our own lives. I invite you in this space to name those aloud or in silence who you are holding in your heart today. We hold in our heart all those recovering from illnesses and experiencing maladies of body or soul. May mercy and healing attend them. Spirit of life, we gather this morning mindful of the labor that sustains our lives. We give thanks for all who work with hands and with minds, in fields and in factories, in homes and in offices, in classrooms, hospitals, and the streets. We honor those whose work is visible and those whose efforts often go unseen. We remember those who struggle for fair wages, safe conditions, and dignity in their labor. May this time of worship be a blessing to all who carry burdens, a celebration of all who create, build, teach, heal, and serve, and a reminder that the work of justice is ours to share. Come, let us join together in gratitude and hope. Come, let us worship together. Lindsay, our Director of Religious Education, is off this week, and so I have the privilege and the fun of reading our story for all ages this morning. Our book is entitled, What a Citizen Can Do. What can a citizen do? What in the world can a citizen do? Who can a citizen be? A citizen is just like you. A citizen can plant a tree. A citizen can help a neighbor. A citizen can join a cause. A citizen can write a letter. A citizen can help change laws. A citizen can right a wrong. A citizen can turn things around. A citizen can get things right side that have been upside down. A citizen should be engaged. A citizen should care and care. A citizen should build things, save things. A citizen can be a bear. Yes, a citizen can be a bear. A citizen can be a kid. A citizen can wear pink pants. A citizen cannot stay hid. A citizen's not what you are. A citizen is what you do. A citizen cannot forget the world is more than you. We're part of a society, one full of joy and pain. A land of latticed people, none of us the same. And if we help just one, help one lonely soul, we open doors, we bring in light, we bind us all and make us whole. So forget yourself a second, grab a shovel or a pen. Do something for another. Don't you dare doubt that you can. Everything makes an impact on a bigger big than you. And it all starts with the question, what can a citizen do? Beautiful. Thank you for listening to the story. Let's sing the first verse of This Little Light of Mine as our children go on to their education classes. I hope that you subscribe to the Kairos, our weekly newsletter. Please be sure to read it for announcements about upcoming events and activities. This week, I want to highlight our wonderful Wednesday program begins again on September 3rd at 6 p.m. Join me for a session on sacred reading, an invitation to a slow, reflective spiritual practice. We will read text in a way that allows the text to speak to us. You are welcome to bring your favorite titles to share. We are also beginning our Unite and Explore monthly adventures for all ages and stages. We are meeting at Curran's Apple Orchard at 9 a.m. on Saturday, September 13th. Come to pick Come to pick apples, visit the animals, and eat donuts, of course. Next Sunday is our homecoming Sunday. We will have water communion, backpack blessing, and we will covenant with our new board. And our interim minister, Reverend Brett, will be here as well. So homecoming Sunday is next Sunday. And a quick reminder that our Soul Matters groups begin again this month with our new theme. Members received a small group packet in your email this week. Autumn sent it out on August 22nd if you missed it. We have a few copies available here for hard copies if you'd like in the narthex. And if you'd like to join a Soul Matters group, please let me know. We now take an offering to support the work of justice and mercy in the world. 80% of what's collected today will go to the Unitarian Universalist Advocacy Network of Illinois. This group empowers Unitarian Universalists across Illinois to work for spiritually grounded and accountable solidarity with those most impacted by injustice. Their Actions of the Week notices make it easy for UUs to make a difference. Together, we seek to bend the arc toward justice. Thank you for your generosity. The offering will now be given and most gratefully received. Today and this weekend, as we reflect on the meaning of work and service in our lives, I want to share words from Marian Wright Edelman. Edelman is a lawyer, activist, and founder of the Children's Defense Fund. Throughout her career, she has dedicated herself to improving the lives of children, families, and communities, especially those too often left on the margins. She reminds us that service is not something extra to add to our lives if we have time. It is central to what it means to be human. She writes, Service is the rent we pay for being. It is the very purpose of life, and not something you do in your spare time. Edelman's words remind us that the work of service, whether it is labor we are paid for, the care we give within our families, or the time we offer as volunteers, has sacred value. Each act of service, no matter how small, is part of the rent we pay for our place in this world. When we serve with love, we build communities of justice and compassion. Today, we honor the dignity of all work and renew our commitment to serve where we are needed with open hands and open hearts.
Recognizing this is Labor Day weekend celebration, labor comes in many forms. It isn't always labor for pay. I think of one important labor of love. One of mine is volunteering. Volunteer, one who freely and willingly offers their time, effort, to a cause, an organization, without pay. Benefit others to benefit your community. What I experience as a volunteer is seeing the difference I can make in the life of my community. How many of you have volunteered to help someone do something, pay your time, your talent, and maybe something gets well done? I have. I remember working as a volunteer at Little Rock Air Force Base, Arkansas, counting surveys. The chaplain, hospital administration, housing, education, etc. What do the people need? What do they want? What don't they have? It was important work. I wager many of you didn't think that the military man doesn't care about that. I saw that there was a lot of humanity there. Then there was a Thanksgiving dinner on Shimmy, Alaska. The chaplain planned a Thanksgiving dinner. We all pitched in, and everyone who wanted could join us. We had service club's kitchen, and it were long days preparing food and setting things up. It was a joy being together and sharing the food. However, we were in the kitchen cleaning up, and there were leftover mashed potatoes and whipped cream. I don't remember who lobbed the first volley, but I had the mashed potatoes. Then you plan a really important event. A major component falls through 15 minutes before the event. Volunteers didn't question, didn't complain, didn't find fault. They went to work, we resupplied our supplies, and we drank with the fruits of their labors. Those are the people I know and love. They are people you know and love too. Let their example be my guide. These are people I would go through hell with again. Was there ever a time you said, I'll never do that again? I think death was part of that. I have, but I'm not discouraged. There is definitely a kind of opportunity where you can volunteer, give money, time, talent. We show up, we carry a flag, wear our t-shirts, walk for a cause, send postcards. We cheer our favorite cause, sometimes to receive more pressure from the powerful. I show up, protect the vulnerable. I volunteer to make my church my block, my community stronger, I bow down to help someone up. I pledged to give hope to a cause or a need. I sit with the sick and dying to give them peace. I give the youth a hand to help them find their way. May it be so.
Our next hymn is There Is More Love Somewhere. I want to tell you a little bit about it. In our hymnal, in the little tiny corner there, you'll see it's entitled Biko, in honor of Stephen Biko, the South African anti-apartheid activist who spearheaded the Black consciousness movement and died from injuries sustained while in police custody. But this hymn has even deeper roots. It comes from the Gullah people of Georgia's Sea Islands, a community that held fast to their African cultural traditions through centuries of hardship. Bessie Jones, a powerful singer and tradition bearer from the Sea Islands, recorded this song. And when I hear her version, I am reminded that this is more than just a melody. It is a song of longing, of resilience, and of hope for a better future. This song is meant to be sung from the heart with honesty and spirit. So let us join now together, lifting our voices in There Is More Love Somewhere. Please remain seated as we sing this prayer and song, hymn number 95 in our gray hymnal. Please join me in a moment of centering and prayer. Spirit of life and love, we give thanks for the voices that carry this song across generations, for the strength of those who sang through sorrow, and for the hope that still rises in us today. May their resilience be our guide, their courage be our companion, and their dream of freedom and beloved community become ever more real in our lives. Let us sit together for a moment of silence. Blessed be, and amen.
Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. Never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun my sail and moon my rudder, as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the sea, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heaven in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
So we'll now welcome Representative Vella up. And Representative Vella has agreed to answer questions after the service today. So if you want to get a quick cup of coffee and come back in, we will have some time for questions. All right, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for having me here today. First, before I get into my remarks, I just want to acknowledge Reverend Johnson moving on. He was a very good friend of mine, and he served this community for a very long time, and I was very proud to know him. I was very proud to, and I'm very happy for him to move on to the next level. I also want to thank Reverend Joyce Palmer, who is not full-time, she told me today, she's only part-time, but she does a great job, and every time I meet her, she emanates joy and grace and everything that I think of when I come to this church. And as I was telling them, I come from the Catholic faith, and it's a very different feeling when you go to a Catholic Mass, as you can imagine. So it's very nice to come here and hear and experience. This is my first, I'm not sure if you call it a mass or a service or whatever you call it. It was a very interesting thing, and it really was very comforting. Anyway, that being said, when I was asked to come here to speak about what we're doing in Springfield, a lot of people don't keep up on what happens in Springfield. They keep up on what's happening in D.C., right? They keep on what's happening maybe in the mayor's office, but Springfield is farther away. And I like to remind people that there are people down in Springfield who, myself, Representative West, Senator Stottleman, who try to come up with good ideas to help make your lives easier, better, keep a little money in your pocket, make your streets safer, but also worry about the next person, So I like to break these down into little things. So the first thing that I have a lot of people come into my office to ask me about is, why did drugs cost so much money? So we worked a lot on that this year, and I worked on that with many of my colleagues, and we figured out that there's something called, and it's kind of complicated, PBMs, which are pharmacy benefit managers. It's a middleman between the drug companies and the pharmacies that can jack up your pill rates by almost 100%. So a pill that could cost you $20 could cost you $40 because of these middlemen taking a little cut. So this session passed a bill called the Prescription Drug Affordability Act, which severely hampers their powers, and it will hopefully be cutting costs across the board. We also put some money aside for local pharmacists. When I was a kid, we had many, many local pharmacists. Now we're down to maybe 2 in the area, 3, one in Belvedere, one in Loves Park, and one in Rockford. We used to have, 20, 30 of them. The reason for that is they're being crowded out by the Walgreens and the CVSs, which then can raise the prices too. These smaller drugstores really are more hands-on. They have more connection with their clients, and can find a way to reduce the prices. Walgreens doesn't have an incentive to do that because Walgreens actually is a PBM themselves. So trying to break away some of the bureaucracy that is raising our medical costs was very big this year. We also have been working with a non-for-profit. The governor actually helped set this up, that helps pay off old medical debt. So right now we have dropped about $25 million worth of Illinois medical debt. And hopefully this year we're going to double it, so $50 million. And if you have any questions about that, if you've got medical debt that's really hurting you, my office is always open to talk, and I'm always open to talk about anything. My office is in the corner of Mulford and Riverside. Feel free to come by anytime. I'm Italian. I always tell people it's next to Papa John's, but I don't endorse Papa John's. Just letting you know. The other thing that we worry about a lot, especially, is working families. Many families are working 1 and 2 jobs each and still can't make the ends meet. They still can't find daycares. They still can't find enough money in their pockets to maybe go out for dinner once a week or something like that. So one of the things we talked about was paid leave. Okay, so sometimes you might have to take time off to take care of an elderly person. Sometimes you want to take time off to take care of your newborn who's in the NICU. And there are a lot of employers who don't want to let you off. Well, in Illinois now you will. So if your child's in the NICU and you have to take off, that's paid leave. That's not something you have to take a vacation for. If you need to take care of your elderly grandparent or your parent, that's paid leave now. The idea being we have to start thinking of our citizens, and we have to start forcing employers to think of their employees as people and not just part of the company. That they are actual people who are actually sacrificing themselves. And in Illinois, and I want to keep this nonpartisan because it's not about being partisan, but we a lot of times are in competition with other states for employees, for businesses, and for everything else. And Illinois, I think, is a beacon, especially in the Midwest, to treat our employees very well. We are very pro-union here. We are very pro-employee here. But we're also trying to enhance business to come here because we know that happy employees are better working employees, and they work harder if they feel like they're valued. We also increase what's called the child tax credit. If you have a child and it lowers your taxes a little bit, just because we know today it's hard. The formula's expensive. We work with a place called the Diaper Bank in Belvedere, great people who try to collect diapers, and if anybody's got not used diapers, new diapers, if anybody's got new diapers, it's a place in Belvedere, and we're trying to bring them to Rockford too, that gives out free diapers to people, because if I remember when I had babies, that is the most expensive thing. I did try cloth diapers for about a week, that did not work. So now we're out there trying on a regular basis. We have a container in our office, so if you have diapers left over from your grandkids or your kids, bring them in. We collect them and bring them there if we can, because raising a family should not be as hard as it is. It shouldn't be this hard to raise a family in Rockford, Illinois. Rockford is a great place, and it's always a great place to raise a family, but it's just so expensive nowadays. Prices don't seem to be going down, right? They seem to be going up, and wages are not keeping track with it, even if you're working 2 jobs. Now, in relation to public safety, and this is something that people are talking about a lot, we had 2 kind of big bills. One of them was mine, I was lucky enough to do. Mine was called the FAIR Act. So what the FAIR Act was a way to bring public defenders even with state's attorneys. So currently in Illinois, public defenders are appointed by the chief judge, which means to a certain extent they're beholden to the chief judge to not push too hard against the judiciary. We just passed a law, my law called the FAIR Act, and I did it because I was a public defender. And this will bring the public defenders in parity with the state's attorneys. So we'll have less wrongful convictions, we'll have better defense of the defenseless, and things will move smoother. And I truly believe that. We're in the process of getting it worked out. We also passed something called Karina's Law. So Karina's Law was a bill that had to do with orders of protection. So currently in Illinois, you can get order of protection, and if somebody has an order of protection, they have to, if they have a gun, they have to give that gun up. But up until now, they never really gave that gun up. So these people who are usually, if there's an order of protection against you, you're kind of violent, you still have gun or many guns, and this empowers the state police and the county sheriffs to go and get those guns and just hold on to them during the course of the OP so everything just kind of calms down. So I believe with those 2 bills, one is, helping make sure that no one is wrongfully convicted, but also helping to protect the victims, is a measured approach to making sure public safety is still something that's very important. Now, we also got more money for police and more money for counseling. I was able to secure some money for the Rockford police for what's called de-escalation training, to, when they come to a home and somebody is in a manic state, to teach them how to calm down, right? Now, all the young police officers who are coming in are used to this is a virtual system, so that'll be better for them. It's more like a video game or something, but it allows them to learn how to just calm the process down. We also worked a lot on reproductive rights, making sure that it is as easy as possible for young women and young men to get their hands on contraceptives if they want them. In Illinois, we are a big fan of contraceptives. If you want to use them, you should be able to use them. If you don't have to. But they should be available, and they shouldn't be too expensive. And also, we started doing what's called shield laws. So again, I'm not to be partisan, but other states have made certain drugs illegal. And if a physician in Illinois prescribes those medications, they could possibly lose their license because of different connections between the states. So for instance, if I'm a doctor in Wisconsin or in Illinois, and I want to practice in Wisconsin, they could take my license away in Wisconsin if I prescribe a medication in Illinois that they shouldn't in Wisconsin. Anyway, we're basically shielding the doctors from, if it's something that's legal in Illinois to do, it's going to be shielded from other states knowing about it. That's hard to do nowadays with data flowing everywhere and everybody knowing everything about you. And that is something that we're working on too. Currently in Illinois, we have something called BIPA. So it protects our information online, and we are looking to strengthen that as AI gets stronger and stronger. And AI freaks me out. As it gets stronger and stronger, we have to do more and more to protect our citizens from the overreach of big corporations, the overreach of this AI, which has such strong impact on everyday life. Let's see. We worked about privacy at work, talking about fees. One of the things we've been working a lot on is trying to find cleaner sources of energy. Of late, the there was some good tax credits for people to build solar and wind. And then we've had a lot of solar and wind onto the grid. It's really been adding on a lot. Of late, that tax credit has been taken away, so we're going to have a lot less solar and wind on the grid because of that situation. Again, I'm trying to stay. Here's what I'll say. A lot of what I'm going to be doing over the next year, in the next 2-3 years, 3.5, is reacting, right? What happens in Washington has an effect on what happens in Rockford and in your neighborhood. Medical costs are going to go up. There's going to be less money for things, and there's going to be more need, and not to harken back, but there's going to be more need for volunteers. There's going to be need for people to go to people's homes. As I was telling somebody today, I'm in my office 9 to 4 every day, and I bet you it's at least once a week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, I have people come into my office who have been sitting in their homes for the last 2 weeks watching CNN and Fox, and they are freaked out, and they come in tears, men and women, saying to me, is everything going to be okay? Right? And we need people to go and talk to them. We need people to go, connect with them. Because, I try to tell them as much as I can, yes, there are people down in Springfield who care about you. There are people in Rockford who care about you. Your next-door neighbor cares about you. But if you just plug yourself into CNN and Fox and all the rest of it, and everybody's, I like to tell them, you got to turn it off, and you got to go for a walk. Or go in the basement and quilt, or write, or read, or something. Do something. Turn the TV off. I know it's hard for some people because they want to be connected, but and COVID threw us all for a loop, so we're still dealing with that. And the other thing we did down in Springfield, which we do every year, is the most important thing, is the budget. So we always like to say the budget is a moral document. We had to put money aside this year because we knew we were going to be losing money. We are going to probably have to come back in October for what's called veto session to cut even more. The bill that was passed in July has real, honest God effects on public safety, medical care, across the board, and when that money has not come from the federal government like we had planned, we have to find it somewhere or we have to cut. And when, cuts are real. Cuts aren't to fluffy things. Cuts are to helping, Meals on Wheels, or helping help at home, or paying people to go and do medical care at home instead of having somebody go to a facility. So these are the things that we're going to be doing going forward. But here's what I would say. And that's just what I'm going to leave you with this, because this is something I've been trying to tell people as much as I can. And then I'm telling you, this is young and old, this is men and women, this is, across the board. We're going through a weird time, right? We're going through a tough time, and people are scared, and people are uneasy. But look to your friends, look to your family, look to your neighbors. Rockford has gone through some tough stuff, right? Loves Park, the whole state line area has gone through some tough stuff. But we are tough, and we're going to live through it, right? Because we take care of ourselves, we take care of each other, and we care about each other, and we're going to keep working to take care of each other. So if you keep doing that, if you keep faith in the future, I think we're going to be fine, and I think there's going to be brighter stuff ahead. I really do. So thank you very much for having me, and I really appreciate you and this great event. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Really appreciate those words. Please rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 318, We Would Be One.
To that high
Andy will extinguish our chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry with us until we are together again. While she does that, I invite you to join hands for our benediction. If you'd rather not be touched, place your hands in your pockets or on your shoulders. The words of our benediction were written by Barbara Peskin, number 680 in our hymnal. Because of those who came before, we are. In spite of their failings, we believe. Because of and in spite of the horizon of their vision, we too dream. Now, let us sing our closing benediction.